Okay.
All right.
It's back to it. Just another day, like any other day. Hanging out with,
the Marxists, the anarchists, the agitators.
you know, all these people that...
We do a little trolling. It's called We Do a Little Trolling.
That's really all that it is. Here in Joe Biden's America.
Everything Joe Biden touches turns to shit.
I'm going to have to find a bunch of different things since, you know, that guy's going to be our president again. But anyway, you know.
Suicide is badass.
But anyway, hanging out on another regular day around all the Marxists and anarchists, the looters, the rioters, the agitators, and most importantly...
headstrong, stubborn, quibbling, self-centered, vindictive, obnoxious, hormonal, sexually preoccupied, evil, thieving, cross-dressing jerks.
Because it's Inane Blather, episode 119. Maybe you'll be seeing this on video if one person actually watches this. And if I upload it. I don't know. Maybe not. And maybe the people that listen to us on the podcast will be like, really? And then go look it up and see that I haven't uploaded it. Who knows? But either way, you know, if it doesn't get up there, they can just comment.
You're pooping the bed?
On Spotify. And then I'll know. I'll know that you heard this. So... today, to date this, it's Veterans Day. Very important day in the history of Inane Blather. You know why? Because we support the troops, that's why. But,
Oh, how I wish I could believe her. Understand that.
No.
No. Actually.
Actually, gosh, I kept thinking that these places would be like closed today. I've been trying to get estimates from home builders and stuff, and everyone's just working. So I had people calling me today. They're like, oh, no, we work like 7 days a week. It doesn't matter. I'm like, oh, sorry. Okay. I had people calling me on a Sunday. And then people calling me back today and stuff. I'm like, oh, well, I was kind of putting this off until after the weekend was done. But I guess you got things to do. You guys are in the office. No worries. I have Mondays off regardless, so I never get 3-day weekends. So it doesn't matter to me. You know, I got to say, Natalie, I got a funny kind of joke or an idea that I got from Sophia. She said...
A Sophia idea?
Yeah, a Sophidea. Some, you know, workshopping that. Well, I don't have anything to, anyway. But anyway. No, but she said, you know, I wonder if dogs... When dogs see, like, the canine unit dogs, if they think, oh, crap, it's the cops. Like how... And I was like, that's a good point.
That's so
like,
funny.
Oh, shit, it's the cops. Scram! You know? If they get all nervous, you know, just like if you're perfectly fine, you're driving in traffic, you see the police behind you, it's like, oh, God. Oh, God, what am I doing? I mean, I'm never, like, not speeding, so... I'm never, so it's always like, whoops. But yeah, I just thought it was a pretty funny idea that my 10-year-old
really
came
funny.
up with. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Sophia's so funny.
Shout out to the people helping me out online. I don't know if the person just finally got bored and decided not to create another sock account, but their account got deleted. You know, suspended and then deleted. That was like trying to dox me online the other last week, and not another one has popped up. It was the second one that was using my last name, but they went way further than the first time it happened. First time it happened when they kept using my last name, I just said, "Get out of my mentions, you weird ass bitch," and then it didn't come back, and I just reported it. But then they got really crazy after that, and now they're gone. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I.
That's all they wanted to do. You know, they're like, I'm not some sort of crazy person.
I just wanted to let you know that
that I could be.
that I could be pretty crazy if I wanted to. Anyway, here's your picture, and I know the name of your of who you're working with there in your small town. I know the name of the mayor. But let's see. Shoot. There was something else I was going to say about that. I don't know. What did you do today? Did you have the day off? You did, right?
I do. All right. Okay, I did, and I do have the rest of the week off, actually.
Oh.
Because
You guys take the
just
troops
have...
seriously. Sheesh.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
Veterans Week. It's kind of like my birthday month. It's Veterans Week.
Yeah. The most wonderful time of the year.
It's vet season.
No, that was one of my fall deliverables that I had to take some time off work because I just haven't really had time off. Like, just it had been really busy. Like, really, my schedule had just been like, and then
I hear you.
I don't know. I moved and I was like, I just need some time off. And my boss was like, well,
Sweet.
so like, when are you going to take it off? Like, let's get it on the calendar right now.
Cool.
And I only have to take 4 days off because today was Veterans Day and we do have Veterans Day off, actually.
Okay.
So yeah, that I laid in bed till like 11 o'clock. Umberto and I had such a great weekend hanging out and chilling in bed all weekend, and then just going out for dinner Saturday night and did karaoke, and then went back home and got back into our big king size bed. It was a really nice weekend of
oh yeah. I did
having
a
a
lot
bunch
of extra sleeping
sex.
the past couple of days. That was kind of nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So then they went to work today though. They had to work even though they are a veteran, and
not
forced to
cool.
work. That's what I was saying. But
democracy simply doesn't work.
That's not right.
Exactly. Otherwise, we'd all have Veterans Week off. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Every
nice
person that
skill
I
training
personally
day.
know that has served worked today. That's true. That's true.
Yeah. See, this is how America takes care of its veterans. Making them. Can't believe I'm working on my Veterans
thing
Day.
you've ever said that made one piece of fucking sense.
That's right. That's right,
Nice.
Natalie. It's coming from Decker himself. So let's see. Oh, also, let's see. Following up on stuff from last week, including my, that's what I was thinking of because of my stalker. Shout out to Discontent Provider for calling me out on my shocking oversight, slip of the tongue, more than once, and getting the
This is a rough one,
name
guys.
of the Simpsons episode so wrong, and calling
So embarrassing.
Burns' air Bart's air, because I was thinking of Bart, of course, blah, 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 it doesn't matter. Excuses. And I even
I should be the
remember
one
doing it.
apologizing.
Yeah, I'm issuing a formal
fraternizing with
apology
you.
right now, yeah.
Oh my god. I have a thing for that.
Okay.
Keep talking.
Okay. There's an app for that. No, yeah, and it's funny. And I remember even when I was talking about it, how I was like getting all screwed up in my head because I was like, as I was saying it, I remember that I was thinking of two different situations and two different Simpsons episodes at once too. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm being such a bad Simpsons fan right now. Like, I'm mixing things up. and then I didn't even say the name of the episode correctly. But yeah, no, it was really funny. Shout out to Discontent Provider, our fellow podcast, for calling me out on Twitter. I was like, no, I can't believe I did that.
Well, so this is, I think what you want to say is a little something like,
oh yeah, that's right.
Did you hear that?
I need to get that as
Joe
a drop.
Biden.
Joe Biden, I apologize. Yeah.
No, I formally
Apologize.
apologize. Like, shouts it. It's crazy. It's so weird and funny. And like Umberto and I couldn't stop laughing. Where it was like this very like grave, like, you know, like, I mean, the journalist, like introducing this like clip is like, you know, this is the first time a president is, you know, formally apologized to the Native Americans here for like genocide and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like,
After
it was like a really, it's like profound. Like that's a really good step forward, obviously. Long time coming and all this kind of stuff. And then I formally apologize. Like with his, I think he has his aviators
his
on.
sunglasses
Maybe.
on.
Like, oops.
Just yelling into the microphone
Yes.
so intensely. He had such a passion, you know.
I don't even care that he's a misogynist.
Yes.
At that point, because he was, he really was asking for forgiveness.
Yeah.
But okay, what else do we have on here? So
Imagine saying sorry to someone. Wait. Say sorry like that. Just like,
what?
I'm sorry. Like,
I ask your forgiveness. You know?
like so aggressive.
Yeah, really. Hey, forgive me.
Suck my dick, idiot.
Yeah, well.
You're so selfish and stupid when you do that.
So, did you hear about Mattel? Did you see that thing with Mattel? They put out dolls. You know that there's a Wicked movie coming out. Ariana Grande's in it. You know, based on like the book that Wicked. I think they did a Broadway show as well. Wicked, about what, the Wicked Witch of the West, or whatever it is. Did you read that? Right? I know Mom read it, but
What are you talking about? Wicked?
Wicked, yes.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay,
yeah. Yeah, I read the
Wicked.
book, and Umberto and I are going to that next week.
Okay.
Actually.
Oh,
Going
to
go see it.
the stage play?
Mhm. Yes.
Okay. Well, the movie's coming out in just like 2 weeks.
Right.
And then Mattel was putting out themed dolls for it. But they just had to formally apologize for putting a porn site link on the Wicked dolls packaging, stating they intended to direct customers to the wickedmovie.com page, and it, quote, deeply regrets this unfortunate error and that the incorrect website is, quote, not appropriate for children. Why? What the oh my gosh. No wonder I'm not logged in on this freaking... Oh, I gotta use my phone here. I wanted to just read this damn article, and now I'm just screwing up.
What was the website that they...
Well, I without even reading it, I already recognize. I'm like, oh, isn't like Wicked Pictures? That's like a long time. That's a porno studio. I'm pretty sure. Wicked Entertainment or something like that. So it probably has a really similar like similar website name or something. And so the error gained attention on social media over the weekend, where numerous users shared photos of the URL printed on the back of the boxes for the special edition dolls, which featured characters from the movie adaptation of the Wicked set to hit theaters later this month. Instead of linking to the Universal Pictures official wickedmovie.com page, okay, the website listed leads to an adult film site that requires consumers to be over 18. Oh, come on. Tell us what it is.
I know.
Let's see. Oh, it won't say. Maybe, in the meantime, the company is advising consumers who already have the dolls to discard their packaging or obscure the link and contact Mattel's customer service for more information. That stinks. Oh, man, that sucks.
How did that happen? I mean, like...
It must be
really
that close. Like, that's crazy.
Or like, whose computer was auto-correcting it? To,
maybe literally instead of
into the
Wicked
type?
Movie, it's like Wicked Movies or something, and there's an S in there.
Probably.
Let's
You're like, I don't know.
see.
I'm just spitballing here. I don't know. Maybe it's like exactly for that reason.
No, I mean it's not my top thing, but I'm almost positive that's what it is. I think there's Wicked Pictures or Wicked Entertainment or something. I'm almost positive as a porno thing, so that's got to be what it is. Oh, Vice has an article here. They've got to say what it is.
They better.
It was the porn site advertised on their They had a link with the word porn site, so I thought maybe it would bring it up.
Nice. Yeah.
But no, it was a story about how Texas blocked Pornhub in their state. Great freedom of speech, guys. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Let's see. Mattel. One person even shared a screenshot of the illicit website on X. Yep. Chris Teague at Mattel. Just an incredible job here. Way to further a society of filth and trash. Of course, it's some right-wing guy calling them degenerates and stuff when it's obviously an accident. It is embarrassing for that accident to get out there, but it's like, oh, God. It's falling
Luckily,
right
it's like
into
nobody
their...
cares about your packaging,
Yeah,
just so you
but
know.
it's
No
like,
one's going to go on it, but it
of
is
course,
very,
who was actually, I wonder how long it actually took for someone to be like, oh, yeah, let's go to the website that's on the doll package.
Yeah.
It's like the equivalent of when you'd get get the cereal box in 1998. Yeah, let's go to CaptainCrunch.com and play Captain Crunch video games. We have to enable JavaScript and the Shockwave player to be able to play,
Mm-hmm.
No one.
Like,
no one
not going to
did.
happen.
No.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I know I don't matter to you, but my family will never buy another one of your products, said Chris Teague. But yeah, it says Wicked on here. So it's that Wicked porno brand. Access beyond this page is restricted. At least their splash page intro isn't even like a racy one. It's funny. I've seen, browsing pornographic sites or whatever, where even the intro page where it's like, you're 18, right? But that you're 18 page has like really risque pictures where it's like,
graphic?
Man, when I was 16 or whatever, that was enough. I could actually not lie on the internet and be like, no, but I'll just wait here.
Yeah.
It's like, that's
this
enough.
Is definitely good enough for me.
Okay, bye. I'm not 18. I'm done. But, the manufacturer has since apologized for its hilarious yet concerning mistake. Mattel was made aware of a misprint on the packaging of the Mattel Wicked Collection dolls, primarily sold in the U.S. Oh, I wonder if it was just, maybe it was, instead of wickedmovie.com, it was just wicked.com. I bet that's what it is. That's probably, would slip by. Yeah. So, someone had the good domain, and they've had it for a lot longer than Mattel has, than before Mattel bought the rights to this fucking movie. That's for sure.
That's a real oversight right there.
Yeah, it's a
Nobody
shame.
thought to.
Yeah, it's a shame.
It's a real shame.
So let's see here. What other? I just thought that was a funny one. These Trump people, I don't know if you know this, but there's all these people that actually like Trump around here.
I want to read you this article. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Including all these women Before the show, we were talking about like white women, just suburban women that vote for Trump and stuff like that. I mean, I was just talking to one the other day where it's like, and of course, talking about how, oh yeah, and we make sure we don't bring up politics around this and that. Make sure we don't bring up politics. But you're the only one bringing up politics. I love talking politics. I don't want to talk politics. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't want to talk to you about politics. Shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially because you like Trump. I don't want to talk to you about politics, but it was whatever. It was like, just keep moving it along. But yeah, I literally heard this pro-Trump woman, this mother, this wife and mother, say, almost quote, she said, you know, and these people, they talk all about women's rights, this and that. They're losing women's rights because of Trump. What about men's rights? What about all the rights that they'd lose, especially when World War III starts? That's what she said. That's what she actually thinks. That's what she believes. How the fuck do you get to this point? Like, how do you... I just don't understand.
Tabling over the summer, I talked to a woman. She stopped by the table. She had her... I don't know if it was her daughter. It was a child that was probably like 10 or whatever. And said, I just don't think women should be president. Like, I just don't think they have what it takes. I don't think that there should be a woman president. And she was maybe like in her, whatever, her 40s or whatever. She's like a person out there like thinking that, raising kids or at least caring for them in some capacity. I'm like, damn, you're really just going to like say that, huh?
Yeah.
Just going to say that. And just going to, like, there was a little bit more like to it. She was not pro Kamala, I'll tell you that much, because women shouldn't be president. But it was
the number one thing.
It's funny. Those people are out there.
Yeah. And you know what? It's like, on one hand, I'd be like, I don't know how you get to these places. Or even if I think about it, it's like, it's crazy how people get to these places, how they get propagandized or just misinformed, blah, 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 Fox News and Facebook, yada, yada. But on the other hand, it's like, I mean, twice already since the election, with all these pro-Trump people around, because it comes up all the time in so-called polite conversation, all the time, because these people fucking love it, you know. But it immediately stops people in their tracks because they don't fucking think any of this shit through. They don't. It stops them immediately when I simply tell them, man, it really sucks though, because if he actually does what he said he's going to do and gets these tariffs going, I'm probably not going to be able to afford to build my house. And they say, oh, yeah. I'm like, no, I'm just not going to be able to. It's going to cost at least 100% more for many of the materials. It's exactly what happened before. Oh, yeah. Man, that's, it was just like, oh, yeah. Huh.
Yeah, and then you should follow it up with yeah, I guess that's what I get for having my house burned down.
Yeah.
With my dogs inside, though, right? That's, you know,
I guess that's what I get for having...
I guess you could agree with that.
I guess that's what I get for having you guys vote for Trump. That's what it should be.
Yeah.
That's what I get for having people vote for Trump, is that the cost of plywood is going to go up probably 150 to 200%. Whatever. So I guess I'm going to have to do it all myself. It's like, and I told her that same one. I was like, man, it is kind of crazy though. I was like, you hear about those tariffs? Kind of like making it really lightheartedly. I was like, whew, it's something else. I was like, you hear about all those construction firms? They've already planned on raising most of their prices by at least 100%, and they've cut everyone's bonuses out because they're anticipating the tariffs to come in January. She's like, man. Oh, they'll do anything to make sure people don't get their bonuses. I'm like, yep, well, that's exactly what it is. Yeah. The tariffs come. They're gonna raise their prices. That's how it works.
I hate to say this, like, what a dumb take on that though. They'll do anything to make sure they don't get their bonuses. Like, they literally, it's like, I mean, obviously that's like a shitty place to start and all this kind of stuff, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, no, we're talking about that's like way bigger than this, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, are you stupid?
But it's like
you're talking about
even if you
bonuses,
think that,
it's like you're gonna.
it's like, yeah, it's like these tariffs take away all that stuff. Like, you're right there. You're right there. Like, all these prices go up. It is insane the number of stories that you immediately see after the election where people are like,
then,
what do you mean the exporter doesn't pay the tariff? Like, I don't understand how people didn't learn that in 5th grade. What are you talking about? We learned about that when we learned about the Constitution. That's what a tariff is. What are you talking about? It's a tax on imported goods.
It's unfair that they now get to like this woman you're saying, you know, they'll do anything to make sure they don't get bonuses. It's like,
well, it was just,
so who are you mad at? No, but I know, but
to throw it away.
Because she's so fucking stupid is that it's like, but this is Trump doing that.
Yeah.
It's not, obviously these executives and all that kind of crap, they certainly have a choice in how they can handle this change in the global economy, but it's because of that stupid moron that you elected into office.
Yeah.
He's putting that extra charge on top of it. They're going to find it where? Yeah. Hey, we agree on that. They're going to find it out of your paycheck, not out of theirs.
No.
I'll say that much. But they wouldn't even be looking so hard in your paycheck if this motherfucker hadn't put the fucking pedal to the metal on them being able to do that even. It's like, maybe we could have just coasted along with expecting our bonuses, you know, to just be incrementally smaller over the couple years because they want better profits or something. And he's just like, no, we're just going to completely fuck over the working class, costing them those kinds of things. I mean, like, how much it costs us as consumers, like these kinds of things. It just is, you know, it's all over the place. All these arguments against these tariffs, how they
but
don't
it'll
work,
make up for
the
it
long-term
when he
impacts
turns the
they have for
dial
like
down on the
decades
gas
and decades.
prices.
Yeah.
You know? So he turns the dial down on the gas prices, and he makes inflation go down. And somehow he makes inflation go down while also cutting the interest rates, which they think somehow works somehow, because I heard both of those things. Where it's like, oh, but we're also waiting for when Trump goes in because then he's going to get them to cut rates so we can refinance. And then they also think that inflation is going to go down and things are going to be cheaper. So it's like, okay, well, at least, at least you're not taking like an Econ 101 class right now because you'd be failing that. But at least Trump isn't either because he probably believes that shit too. I mean, I think... Yeah. As far as I can tell, Trump believes that the exporter pays tariffs. I swear to God. It seemed like in his first term, he thought that we were like the U.S. itself was just going to be raking in dough on tariffs, and that all these like he was going to be like eliminating like the trade deficit or something. It's like you just don't know how any of this stuff works, and it's just people. Did you see the Google trends on Trump tariffs? Like the day after the election, skyrockets because people just didn't look it up. And you know what? And it's not just on these people though. Like people should be able to do more than just try to parse what this fucking charlatan is saying all the time. The media sucks at doing this to people. Like the fact that they haven't just really laid into what these tariffs are and what they do and how they work at a very basic level since the beginning, since like 2019 or something like that, is a disaster. The fact that so many people just don't even understand how tariffs work is embarrassing, and it's on the news media. It's just like how I saw a headline. Let me see. I'm kind of moving something out of the way here. I saw a headline that was was in a pretty major publication or whatever, but where it was like the way that they described Trump announcing how he wanted to get rid of the homeless, homeless encampments in major cities and move them away to like tent cities or something like that, like government controlled tent cities, and them just describing it in the way that Trump did or something, when it's like, isn't it kind of your job as a journalist to explain what's really happening here? Aren't you supposed to let people know, hey, Trump's talking about taking homeless people to concentration camps? That's literally what this is. That's what he's talking about. That's what you should be telling people. Like, you shouldn't be making it their job to read between the lines. That's your job. You're a journalist. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, yeah, what are we paying you for? You know?
Yeah, there's that quote about you as a journalist. You're not supposed to. It's like, interview people that say it's raining or it's sunny. You're supposed to stick your head out the window and see for your fucking self or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's this whole thing about like your obligation as a journalist to like. There are opinions,
mm-hmm.
and there are realities. Like there are the facts of the matter, and you can put those out there as facts, even if people say they're not. You know, like it's like you can be that. So you're supposed to be like pretty straightforward, pretty direct, pretty trustworthy. To tell the truth about something, I think is like sort of the goal.
And the journalistic interest is in like cause and effect. What led us here? What you can't see from just what, the main players of an event
the
or just
narratives.
Tell you. What they just tell you, who cares? They already told you that. You can just look it up, Who cares? Like, if it's just
like giving you context.
If it's the same thing that Trump tweeted, what's the point of you reporting it? You're supposed to, give the context, make the connections, and read between the lines and let us know what's actually happening here. And it's like, we're going to need so much more of that going forward, not just for like the incoming Trump administration, but what's been going on like in Gaza for 13 months at least, although, anyone does any good journalistic efforts over there, they get murdered. But so I understand.
I just met a guy who was in Palestine or in Gaza a couple weeks ago. I met him up at an event I just did for work. He was there as a supporter, and he had the watermelon hat. And I was like, I like your hat. It's like, oh yeah, I was just there. It's like part of an organization who goes and you stay with people to like help. I mean, just like, yeah, he got arrested. He got interrogated. He got deported. He got all this kind of stuff. I don't know. It was just like,
wow.
It was like, I was like, wow, that's incredible. I mean, it was just like, wow, you were just like, he was just there.
That's scary. After hearing what the IDF does to prisoners, that's terrifying.
Yeah, and he was at an event supporting ranked choice voting. What a guy. It was truly like, what a guy. But back to the tariffs though, really quick. Who are they good for? I don't really get that part of it. Like, who benefits from it? Because I guess what I
American
realized
manufacturers,
also when I was thinking that,
but that only works if we manufacture those goods.
That's what. Yeah, it's like, so we're gonna start growing all of our cotton and like doing all this kind of stuff to manufacture all of our own goods.
Well, we're not gonna start making microchips. That's for sure.
I just watched a thing that was like, that's not America's like contribution to the global economy. It's like advancements in some like technology and like some of these things. Like we have these. That's like our contribution. We don't need to be doing manufacturing.
Military hardware.
Excuse me. Sure.
That's what there's
manufacture. Like technological advancements. We have
cars.
A lot of
But
I mean,
it
we
takes
do
like
some of those
infrastructure to
things.
manufacture a lot of that
Exactly.
stuff. That's why China does it all, because they build that from the ground up. They build that with manufacturing a certain piece of machinery or a certain part like in mind, which is why it'll be like, yeah, you know, actually like 98% of the world's supply of paper clips or something weird like that comes from one city in China, in the entire world. Like, because they have the machines that'll just most efficiently make them. Everyone there, just, that's where they work. They make them all. There's no reason to get them anywhere else, you know? It's like...
That seems fine,
it's
too. It's manufacturing. This is a job for fucking
like,
robots in the future, guys.
build more infrastructure somewhere else to make more of them when they already have it, you know? But I don't know.
But I guess I also thought
I think it just
during
won't
COVID,
last long.
it
I think
didn't-
he'll just back off from it, and he'll just say, no, actually it worked. That's the problem. That's the biggest problem, is that he's going to do it. It's going to tank the economy. It's only going to last for a little while. He's going to back off of them. Then the economy is going to skyrocket back because of how badly it performed for just a short amount of time. And it'll be like, look, I saved everything. It's great. My tariffs worked. We made a bunch of money. The economy's looking good now. Then he slashes interest rates again, or he pressures the Fed into doing it again. He cuts taxes again. The economy is running great again. And then just teetering on the edge of complete collapse again. And he's just going to take credit for all of it, even though he did nothing. That's exactly what's going to happen again. Like, he's going to inherit
best case
an economy with some of the lowest unemployment ever again. And he's just going to take credit for all this shit again. Like, god damn, dude. Like, after it's not like people have it good. You know, that's part of the reason the Democrats lost, is just gaslighting people into saying that, no, actually, the economy's good. Your life's good. When it's like, no, I don't like paying $7 for a pound of really shitty lunch meat, actually. I don't like that when gas is never going to be under $3.80 a gallon for me for the rest of my life. And, if you live somewhere like in the Northwest or whatever, and shitty lunch meat is $7, and my wages
home in Seattle
only
is $550,000.
Yeah, an apartment is $1,500 a month. I'm never going to be able to buy a house, and my wages only went up 10% over the past year, 2 years, whatever it might be. It's like, it just doesn't help. Like, and it's like, stop gaslighting me. Like, just because overall wages may have gone up, it just didn't work for everyone. And that's just a fucking fact, okay? The Will Stancils of the world tripped and fell in their fucking face, fell in the mud, like, big time over this last election, because you're not going to get enthusiasm with zero populism and by saying, actually, things are good, no matter what you think. That does not create enthusiasm. But anyway, it's like, I saw a tweet today that when someone said, hey, you know what? A lot can change in 4 years. And they showed the difference between the electoral map with Hoover and FDR, right? Complete flip, complete annihilation of the electoral map, right? And it's like, sure, I mean, that's true, a lot can change. Do you mean to fucking tell me that the Democrats have the next FDR waiting in the wings to run for president? Excuse me? Because all I keep
Yeah.
hearing is that in 2028, Gavin fucking Newsom is going to run for president. Fuck you.
I was born at night, but it wasn't last night.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what, the Democrats got no one lined up. Yeah.
Exactly. And no matter what, yeah, it's 4 years from now. Who knows who it would be? But you're saying it's going to be the next FDR? I mean, it would be great, like, if the Democrats actually learned every possible lesson from this election, if they actually applied lessons learned from the 2024 election to the next presidential campaign, honestly, no matter who that candidate was, they would be the next FDR. No joke. Because it would be a common sense, populist, progressive candidate like no other. But I just have zero faith that the Democrats will do that. Anyway, we can go on and on about that every fucking week.
Not after this election. I feel like I just really...
Not after the reaction that these libs have
motherfucking
had.
Democrats, these motherfucking Democrats. Like, even that article that I was reading on New York Post was like the Trump AOC voters.
Okay, yeah.
People who on the same ballot voted for these two very, very different people, obviously different positions and all that, but that's a very interesting mix.
Yeah.
You know, people who publicly don't like each other also and do not support each other's platforms.
No.
But what they're voting for is anti-establishment. It's change, you know, whatever you want to say. Obviously, what I think about what Trump says is different than what Trump voters think he's saying, but it is different than an establishment candidate, business as usual. You know, they're shaking things up. And I just don't know how long it will take the Democrats to learn that. It's just really, it feels like it seemed like I seriously was just getting so upset that like Kamala, and it's like the racism and the sexism that it takes to be like, you should be a progressive candidate. You're a woman of color, you know, all those kinds of things. But
and then
also...
to turn around and call the electorate misogynist and racist because they didn't vote for her.
Yeah. I feel like she could have really just done something with that, though. It would have been really cool. It could be like, fuck yeah, a step towards the future. And you know why that's fucking cool? Because we have this horrible, disgusting, racist, sexist history. You know,
Yeah.
like this whole thing that we're like trying to come to terms with. That's why it would be fucking cool for you to win as a black woman. You know, it's like really...
Yep.
something
But let's
compared
not talk
to
about that at all.
how we've been
Let's never mention it. And let's let the Republicans completely control the narrative. So much so that you have morons on CNN, like supposed mouthpieces for like the Democratic Party, I think, saying things like, well, you know what? It just wasn't common sense. The American people were tired of hearing, Latino voters were tired of being called Latinx. They don't want to hear that. Kamala Harris never said that. You're just making shit up. You're just listening to Trump at this point. Like, they're completely controlling the narrative.
Exactly. You get called far left and you don't even have anything close to like a progressive agenda. It's this is this opinion article I was reading. I just sent, you should look in the chat, a picture from it. Trump won by uniting those who think liberal rulers have gone too far. And it's like, in what way? Like, in what?
Now I have
they don't mention that she's a woman. They don't mention, you know, I mean, like race or anything like that. There is nothing about like, it's in the general text channel, but it just so you might as well have just fucking gone for it. Plus the fact that the American people
would have been a winning message.
You know, they
It would have been a winning message. They voted for progressive candidates.
That's what they've wanted over and over and over again. We've shown that in a lot of different ways. But you're gonna get called too far fucking left anyways.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter what you do, so just go for it.
Yeah. there is no left party. So
that's what
and
Hassan
it's like,
said. It's like you're supposed to be the the opposite, like, oh dang it, I forget what he said, like the
counterbalance or something. Yeah.
Yes, like a counterbalance to the fascists, and you guys can't even. And you guys say illegal aliens, Biden?
Yeah, really.
Or whatever
You're
you
just
say.
talking about illegal aliens murdering people, and how it actually
On a question
I
about
built more of the
abortion?
wall than you did. Okay. God damn.
Message.
Yeah, exactly. And meanwhile, they get no
And then
voters
get called
from
too
that.
far left.
And then they get 0 voters. Cool. Yeah. Woo. I forget how I do that. How do you do the little thing in the video where I was like, yeah, and then all the fireworks went off or something?
I feel like you just did it, but
I don't know.
I
Anyway.
think you have to do it for longer. You just can't be insecure. Whew, right.
But yeah, they're a joke. Yeah, because if they don't take this message correctly, if they listen to these lib, these kind of right-leaning centrist lib mouthpieces that immediately blamed the left and said, "Oh, see, we need to go right in order to win elections." These absolute rocks for brains, politically inept morons that learned nothing. If they listen to these people, the Democratic Party is done next time. I mean, there's no reason to have them around. I don't get it. On a national level, it's senseless. Doesn't make any sense. You know.
This is politics.
But, yeah. So, let's see. I had another thing that was kind of interesting. We can read it some other time. Harris-Trump election, immigration, border, women's rights. Yeah,
I just want to say, this is, Marco Rubio is maybe going to be like the Secretary of State or whatever. And
Little Marco.
So this is just yeah, exactly. That's like literally exactly what I was going to kind of say. Is in the Washington Post, where it's like Rubio's ascent would also mark a dramatic evolution of his relationship with Trump, who once called him, quote, "a total lightweight who I wouldn't hire to run one of my smaller companies, a highly overrated politician."
And now he's Secretary of State. It's like, well, it cuts both ways. I mean, Vance called Trump America's Hitler. So
yeah.
And
it's really funny.
The big thing going on right now online is all these Trump voters they're really upset. The election has left kind of a bad taste in their mouth because this win has felt so hollow because they're being cut off by their lib family, their lib friends who say, "You know what? You voted for Trump? I don't want to have anything to do with you."
Yeah.
And they say, "I can't believe these people, something like politics gets in the way. Gosh, you guys are supposed to be tolerant, and politics gets in the way of like family? You would cut someone off from family events or from friendships just because they voted differently?" Like, there's this one going around, this woman's just on the verge of tears the entire time because her in-laws or something like that wouldn't, rescinded her invite to the Thanksgiving or whatever. Actually, it was, like, even less than that.
Damn.
She's just a whiner because she's a Trump voter. And for one thing, number one, it's like, you guys just spent the last 3 years calling anyone left of center pedophiles, okay? Fuck you.
Yeah.
All right? But also, and it's like, oh, just because someone voted differently than you? Yeah, you know what? In the 1932 Democratic elections, before the Nazis even overtook the Reichstag, when they were considered the last free and fair open elections, democratic elections in Germany. The Nazis got 33% of the vote. Are you saying you wouldn't cut off someone? You would just openly welcome some Nazis to Thanksgiving? Fuck off.
What I think
politics can be meaningful is all I'm saying. And you don't want to be compared to Nazis? That's okay. But I'm just saying, it's like, if someone wants to cut you off for that, that's their prerogative. And you know what? I think if you don't understand why, I don't think you understand that person very well. Like, why are you friends with them? Why do you feel like you're so close to them in the first place? You're like, I don't get it. Like, yeah, you don't. Like, what the hell? You don't know this person very well then.
I feel like the word politics, it's like, so what are politics? 'Cause
Yeah.
what I thought politics kind of mean is like the, not, there's ballot initiatives, there's all these kind of things that go politics. It's like government, which is like kind of like a written down understanding of like our moral values and like shared societal values.
Yeah.
That like makes us like good people.
Which should be
so it
the
matters
norms.
a lot to me. Like it's like what we've decided as a group, it's like, yeah, this is like a nice thing to do or not. And like we don't like that because of this sense of justice that we have, like an empathy and all these great things about humans. And it seems like a really like it's a weird thing. It's like, well, yeah, I can see people cutting off, of course, about politics because you're actually getting down to the nitty gritty of who you are and what you believe as a human being. Like this thing that we have, like this moral universe, like where do you stand within this? And now that I know you better, I don't really like it. I don't really like you. And there's a lot of people out here, so I don't really have to spend time with you because you know what? We fundamentally disagree about things that are really meaningful to me.
Yeah.
And I don't have to waste my time with people that are not on the same page. So you can live your life like that. But yeah, why would it matter so much to you? And what does this matter to you? Why did you even go out to vote for Trump if these things don't fucking matter to you?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
It's like it's just politics. Well, it's like, well,
No
what
big
spoke
deal.
to you so much about it?
Then why are you?
I don't know,
Why'd you buy all this merch if it's no big deal? Why are you celebrating
Yeah.
so much, you fucking weirdo?
Why would you even fucking like argue with someone if it's like doesn't matter to you so much and it obviously matters to this person that you care so much about?
Why did
you
it
shut
get
your fucking mouth?
Why did it get brought up in the first place? I wonder.
Yeah. And who was the antagonist or whatever?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
Gee whiz.
it matters so much to you. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, because you
But-
you had to be like, well, good thing Trump's elected, huh? That's always how
Someone
it is.
did that in a group
That's
chat I was in. and it
Always
was,
how it is.
seriously, the day before, everyone had to be like, all right, guys, like there's this one person in this Seattle group chat
Mhm.
that was like, voting. And I'm like popping off. Like I'm like the rudest person in there, which is not very rude, but everyone's like very mature. And being like, okay, like this is not what this is for. This is like a different space, kind of blah, blah, blah. But then the first thing, his thing was he texted in that group chat that has like 100 and whatever people at like before 8:00 on Wednesday morning, and like saying, "Oh, great news! Election's over, Trump won. Now we can move forward into whatever." And it was like, oh my god! I immediately was like, "Oh yeah, that's really cool of you to be celebrating concentration camps." And other people are like, like, "Well, that's not what this is." Blah blah blah. But seriously, it was like also just fuck you for being an asshole.
Yeah.
You know that all these people in this chat were like, someone yesterday said, I'm voting for the person that, like, so to protect my trans child's rights,
Yeah.
And you come into this chat the next day, like some piece of shit rubbing it in our faces when we're talking about our children and our neighbors and
Mhm.
ourselves. I mean, like, fuck you, white guy in Seattle. Like, fuck you. God.
Yeah.
Like, what a dumb piece of shit. I was really like, just really, man, that set off what a horrible way to start this next day. We're like grieving, and that's what I'm saying about these motherfucking MAGA bitches being such bullies. They're so mean spirited. That is
Mhm.
so incredibly like thoughtless, self-centered. No, it's not thoughtless. It's malicious.
Yeah.
Like that straight up, you're rubbing it in our faces. First thing in the
That's
morning.
the whole bit.
Fuck
Always been
you.
it. Liberal tears. that's the entire value system. It's like, okay, I mean,
Oh, that's
how
your
does
value
that-
system. I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
That's their
understand how
politics.
that's meaningful for you. It's like, I mean, I understand on a surface level, like, I can enjoy, you know, seeing a conservative get dunked on, you know, in an online video, in a debate space or in a video essay. But it's like, that doesn't form the basis of my politics. Like, that doesn't make any sense. That's just being reactionary, I guess. Like, it doesn't, I don't understand how you
like
can.
a sense of justice.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, it also doesn't create a value system. It doesn't apply to, it's like, how, you know, you can't like look at, you know, the homeless encampments in urban areas and be like, how do we solve this at a systemic level, and be like, well, what's going to make the libs cry, or what's going to hurt conservatives? Doesn't work like that. Like, it just doesn't. It isn't a valid way of looking at how to apply politics to the real world. It's just vapid, shallow, cruel, inane.
And you're like a sore winner.
Idiocy.
And a sore loser.
Yeah.
Like, just they're...
It's just silly. Yeah. It's just kind of embarrassing.
Childish.
Yeah. But
it's extremely immature.
You know, but if you tell them that, you know, then you're the condescending one, so whatever. But
what, to call someone a child? Yeah.
to give the online libs some credit, the go-to that I've seen a lot now that they say that they use on both online and IRL is they say, hey, you know what? My go-to is, well, I really hope you get everything you voted for, because hopefully they can't get mad at you for that.
You deserve it. Yeah.
I hope you get everything you voted for.
Yeah.
Because
you
that's not
deserve
malicious.
Everything that's coming. Yeah. You deserve everything that's coming to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There you go. And it's like, because either, I mean, what? You
either it'll be
that,
good,
right?
And that's great. Sure.
I mean,
or maybe you'll like, yeah.
So when,
learn a
you know,
lesson.
when some of your friends and workers are rounded up in camps, and all of your tax dollars are going to concentration camps, and, you know, groceries and consumer electronics go up in cost by 200%, and you know, housing costs become untenable and all this stuff. I mean, that's what you wanted, right? That's what you voted for.
That's what, I mean, and they told you their plan.
It's like, it's not what I want to happen. It's not what I want to happen to you either. Let alone to me. Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, duh.
Especially to me. Yeah.
I don't want bad things to happen to me, to be honest. But I also don't want bad things to happen to you. But I mean,
I wouldn't vote for something against
honestly,
my own self-interest.
But
to
I
make
have
a conservative
seen
cry.
But I have seen that apparently you want bad things to happen to you. So we'll see how it goes. There we go. I mean, I'll be here when you need me. So
If I'm still here, I guess.
yeah, right. No, I will. I'm a white man. Who cares? Although I don't know. People don't like me, so I also have,
haters gonna hate.
I also have a hated online presence and anti-fascist symbolism on my vehicles. Should probably take them off. But
I mean, that's where, yeah. Do what you must, but there's no shame in, having like strong values.
Yeah, I know.
MAGA people, they're not afraid. They're not. They're not afraid to like really.
Yeah, the people that would care are too
say it
stupid
with
to
their
know what any of it
chest.
means anyway. It's just a signal to other people that, like, know that you're not the only anti-fascist in all of Eastern Washington. Don't worry. So, no worries. Okay. Well, I love you, and
I hate women. I think there's only one gender,
Same.
man. That's it. We should just start killing women.
That's what the Republicans said.
That's
and
the
that's what's
policy
gonna happen.
platform. That
When
Stephen
women
Miller
are-
is like chief of staff, you know?
When women are like, "Ooh, I want to live. I want to have bodily autonomy." The government's like,
You're so selfish and stupid when you do that.
So, but yeah, when it's like, "Oh, these women, they want bodily autonomy. They want to do their own things with their vaginas." The government's like,
I need to see a dick.
and that's it. So, but anyway, be right back. I'm gonna go and
Nice.
shout out to Discontent Provider once again. Shout out to Mia. Shout out to Wendy. Shout
R.M.
out to
Brown, our
R.M.
Lord and
Brown,
Savior.
our Lord and Savior. Shout out to every one of our listeners.
Go kill yourself.
And
You're ugly. You're disgusting. I'm going to
Before
kill
it gets
you.
bad.
yeah. And
That was a really nice one. Thanks, Inane Blather.
and always remember, everyone out there.
Suck my dick, government!
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.